All right, we're here with Matt Meyer, who came in as a 5-star offensive lineman here at USC, and ended up having a foot injury. Tell us how many surgeries you ended up having with the attempt to come back and play football.
I had surprisingly I had 3 before I even got to USC. They still took me. And then I had 2 that freshman year, one to remove the plate that they put in my senior year, and then another one just to remove both sesamoids under the big toe joint that they took out. So it was 6 procedures over 5 surgeries.
And you really tried everything possible, doctor-wise, to come back and play, and it just didn't work out. What was your first initial reaction when you were told that your career was pretty much over? Football career.
Yeah. I mean, you realize when you come to USC is that, it's a great academic school, but you're an athlete student more. And I mean, my initial response was like, oh my God, there's no NFL. What am I going to do? This is what I train for. This is what I get up at 5:30 in the morning to go do. I had to deal with, doing all the practices. And, my initial response was just, oh my God, I got to buckle down in school really good, my mind right now. But, I mean, to be realistic, once you took a step back and realized what SC had to offer, it was pretty comforting towards the end.
Yeah.
Right now, especially.
And just tell us from the time when you stopped playing football to now, what kept you busy at first?
Well, I was in the martial school business originally, and then one of my friends at USC, who's now actually my business partner, freshman year actually, within a month of being written off, not being able to play football anymore by the NCAA, he came to me with an idea for a sustainable bottled water company after seeing all the issues that bottled water has created in the world and all the waste and pretty much destruction that companies have with it. And I mean, that was 2.5 years ago, and it's just been rolling since. I changed my major over to public policies, really focusing on sustainable policies and ecological policies with a minor in hydrology.
And just tell us about the name of your company. We'll put the business card up here for people to see.
We got the better logo on back. It's actually, it's pronounced Waikea. It's going to take a while. It's Waikea. It took me forever to figure out how to pronounce it. But what it is that we, like I said, we really focused on a lot of the issues with waste and sustainability within the bottled water industry. And it really came down, after examining, it came down to 3 different factors. That it was really the sustainability of the companies, the ethics of the companies, and then the overall health in which the companies have to offer. And so many companies really hit it with either one or none of those qualities, when in actuality we felt that a company could easily bring all 3 of these aspects together and really create a profitable yet ecologically and ethically friendly company. So through time, we really spent 2.5 years of just research, trying to make the most ethical brand. Through sustainability, we focused on the bottle. Is that approximately 80% of plastic bottles in the entire world are thrown away, not recycled, with about 30 billion of those being in the US alone. So, everyone hears about this huge plastic waste the size of Texas out in the Pacific Ocean. And we found a company called Enso, which they make an additive that consists of 1% of our plastic bottles. And through that additive, our bottles will actually biodegrade in less than 5 years, normally around 1 year, in both anaerobic and aerobic environments. So you could bury, you could throw in the ocean. It'll biodegrade, and the resin or the substance left over is non-toxic. It's a natural substance when it goes
Or
back
you can recycle it too.
Or yeah, it's actually a 1 on the recycling scale. And we always encourage recycling. This isn't something that, we're saying, hey, throw the bottles away, it's fine now. But, when you're at 80% not recycled, it's tough to, we realize that telling people to recycle is not enough. Yeah. We realize that, 4 out of every 5 people who have a plastic bottle are going to throw it away. And so, with such large amounts of waste, we realized that there needed to be a solution for this. And there had to be a solution for it. And, if we took the time to find it, why couldn't every other company? But we really took our time with that. Also focused on sustainability is that companies overpump waters from certain areas. Not to bash on anyone, but Fiji most notably is taking excess amounts of water from Fijian land, which Fijian people aren't having access to.
And then they sell it in America.
And then they sell it in America, and it's you know, they say they're carbon neutral because they plant trees, but you got to realize you're shipping water from Fiji to America, you know, on the most pollutant vessel, you know, known to man, you know, on cargo ships. And you know, their bottles they could easily go and buy ENSO, they don't. You know, the bottles aren't any better for the environment. I mean, the water's very good. It's healthy water. It's not tap water like companies such as Aquafina and Dasani offer. Those are just straight from the tap. It doesn't cost them a dime water, with the exception of water fees. But our source that we pull from actually has a daily recharge rate of 1.4 billion gallons a day. So we could pump it at maximum capacity every day for 5 years straight, and it would be 1 day's recharge.
All right, the name, you have a website, waikeasprings.com. We want to make sure that everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Go visit the site. I did. It's actually very, very, very interesting.
Thank you.
Good information on there. And tell us about where your source is and what makes it so special.
Well, we through Ryan Emmons is the guy I'm working with. He's the CEO of our company. His family actually owned wells in Hawaii. His uncle originally started up a water company. So the wells come from a town close to Hilo, which is on the big island of Hawaii, and the name of the town is Waikea. And Waikea actually was originally, there's the Waikea Pond, and the water was solely meant for the king and queen of Hawaii. That's all they could use the water for, was that if anyone else was caught using that water, they would, you know, God knows what happened.
Well, it makes me want to have
you think
right
you
now.
want it, yeah. And, you know, we came to find that out about it. And it's absolutely amazing water. And what really makes it so good is that the water comes from the Kiowa Aquifer, which is where we pull from. And it's really fresh, renewed water. Since there's so much water being recharged daily, it's filtered through volcanic soil fairly quick. So with it raining so much in Hawaii, the water then goes down, filters through about 13,000 feet of porous lava, where it picks up all the proper minerals and vitamins that are really what make our water taste so good. It allows us to have a pH of about 7.9, which gives it a much softer taste, or not soft, but a much more mineral-enriched taste. Actually gives it flavor. And
I would imagine the electrolyte level is high.
Yeah, very, very much so. And it actually, you know, a lot of companies that use tap water, the pH is 7, or, you know, it can sometimes even be acidic, which our water has these extra minerals and gives it the total dissolved solids is much higher than that of tap water, actually making it healthy. And I feel that when you really examine the bottled water industry, you realize that these aren't highlighted as much when they should be, is that you can actually get a natural, healthy source of minerals from water. You know, you drink enough of it a day that you can really get it.
Yeah.
And the source is, I mean, rated one of the best in the world. You know, we were fortunate enough to be able to pump from it, and it's really, really, really good water that we were lucky enough to get for our bottle.
So what is it? What is a daily routine for you now that you have school and the business going on? I mean, it's got to be pretty taxing.
It's we're still in the beginning stages. We're going to be fully operational and production ready. We're hoping in July, but right now it's pretty much using every connection we made from USC to open up doors. Ryan and I, most notably, were supposed to go to Japan the day of the earthquake. We were set to fly out that day, and
well, I'm glad you didn't get there.
We changed the flight to Friday because I had to go to class that night. So we changed our flight the last couple of weeks, and then we were supposed to fly out on Friday then, and the earthquake happened.
Are you still waiting to go to make that trip?
We're planning on going May 20th back because we had about 14 clients lined up they were going to talk to, all distribution companies.
And the connection to these Japanese companies was through people at USC?
Majority of them, yes.
Okay.
Actually, we talked to Dean Ellis, Dean at Marshall School of Business, and he gave us some great contacts over there that we were able to talk to.
So the Trojan family isn't a myth?
It's, you know what, you always hear about it, especially the recruiting. You know, you think it's a spiel, that it's one of those things, but I was able to email a guy who I've never met, never been on the same continent as in our entire lives, and dropped Dean Ellis's name and said, hey, I'm a student at USC, I'm a junior, we got this bottled water company, can you help us out? And this guy has put us in touch with some of the biggest distribution companies in Japan. I mean, absolutely, more than, and not just, hey, like, go talk to these people. I mean, CEOs' emails and, COOs and, departments of sales. I mean, above and beyond what you could ever expect, really. we couldn't find those names if we tried anywhere else.
Well, that's a fantastic story. And that, this my brother ended up getting his job. It was between him and another guy, and because of his degree from USC, they chose him. And people often jokingly talk about the Trojan family, whatever. But you hear stories from you and other people, and so this is going to be what you're going to do when you finish with school. When you finish school in the fall of next year, is that going to be it for you school-wise, or is there a possibility you might come back here or go to another school and get another degree?
I definitely choose that idea. I would love to go back, go to school again. I mean, right now, to say like we put our heart and soul in this company is really downplaying it. I mean, this is something that we feel so strong about that we'll never work a day from this. We saw such a big problem and such an ease for change that we want to make sure that this product succeeds and that we can make other products similar to it that provide the same sort of sustainable and ethical practices that this product does, and really implement them and have other companies try to mimic our practices and our operations. And that Coke came out tomorrow and said they're going to use ENSO, and they were going to take the same stance as us, and they were going to not use tap water and not use areas that were taking water from other people. We'd be fine with that. That's fine, but that's not going to happen. Shareholders won't allow it, and we're two young kids straight out of USC, and we can go toe to toe with those guys, and that's what we hope to do.
Hey, there were a couple of young guys that at times, like Michael Dell was working out of his garage in Houston, Texas, and Bill Gates, God knows, they're basically putting bits and pieces together, and look where they ended up going.
Yeah.
And let's face it, the bottled water industry is huge.
It's amazing.
And what you're doing is going to be unique and pretty special. Now, on to the football team.
Yeah.
You still follow the team pretty closely, or is time not necessarily available for you to do that?
I try to follow them as much as possible. I try to stay up in much on recruiting. I still go down to SAS all the time. That's how I earn my scholarship, is I have to be down there 8 hours a week to work. So I do get to see a lot of the new guys coming through. I mean, I try to stay up as much as possible and really, get as much out as I can. Most recently, this is kind of ironic, but Dejon Harris and Armand Armstead are actually in the same fraternity I am in now.
Oh, really?
So I hear about it all the time with them.
Okay.
And then same with Boomer Ropke, who's a defensive back walk-on. And we're all in the same fraternity together, so I hear about it all the time.
Right.
And I'm getting a lot more into it. I think the first year out was a little tough, but now I'm, it's with the company and everything, it's easy to go back and watch and not be like, wow, I wish I was out there.
You got to always have. You're probably never. That's probably never going to go over
never
well. Because that was your first passion.
Yeah.
And that was what you thought you were going to do in life. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think all of us that had a chance to talk to you knew that you were going to find something.
Thank you.
And be successful at it. But you went through a stage where you're like thinking you're interested in this area, and then you kind of changed. You kind of were all over the map for a while with what you were interested in.
I have no idea what I want to do in life. I mean, this is literally this is probably going to change in another 2 years. But really, like football. I didn't play football until my freshman year in high school, and I didn't know much about it. But I was literally the worst player on my freshman team. I mean, I tell people that and they think it's a joke, but I loved it so much and I was so passionate about it that I didn't care. I wanted to do it and I loved to do it, and then that brought me to USC, and I really just focused on things I'm passionate about. And same with this water company is that, what it instills and what it represents is something that we really are so passionate about, that, we want the best for the company. And when I find something else I'm that passionate about, I'll move on to that.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be staying with this one for quite a while now with all the time we've invested into it.
It's got to be pretty exciting to be kind of a global company potentially here in the very near future. And it can't suck going over to Hawaii every once in a while either.
It's not too bad, but it's made possible through the people we meet.
Yes.
And I mean, the people that we've met through the times, we really can't thank them enough for just giving us the time of day to talk to really two kids And that's the funniest thing is that, we go to a lot of other companies and we walk in the door and they see 2 kids and they're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Like, these are 2 kids coming here trying to pitch this to us. But we talk to people from USC and we go in there and it's never, oh, these 2 kids. It's like, yes, like 2 young, passionate kids coming here trying to sell me a product.
That's cool.
And that's what we love about it, is that they want to hear it.
Do you, by chance, ever communicate with Pat Rule on Facebook or in any way?
You know what? I actually don't. I used to talk to Coach Dorsey, AD. I talked to him I haven't spoken to him in about a while, but I kept pretty good contact with him. Coach Seto actually didn't talk to that long ago, but Coach Rule I haven't, and I really need to get back in touch.
I'll make sure I send him a link for this interview.
He's with where is he now?
He's with Pete in Seattle.
Is he? Okay.
He ended up going to I don't even know what league they call it. The Omaha team of one of the like the AFL or something like that. Yeah. And the offensive line coach that Pete hired retired.
Oh, wow.
So the job opened up, and so Pat took it, and he's with Pete like everybody else is.
God, who better to be over there then?
But I would imagine that Coach Carroll and Coach Rule and Coach Seto, if they get a chance to watch this video, we'll have big smiles on their faces.
I hope so. They, with everything else that USC has to offer, I mean, really those 3 people, because those are the people I had the most contact with, huge deciding factors in coming here. Because, when really the whole coaching thing's out of there, they're good people. Mm-hmm. They were good people. Yeah. And I love talking to them, and, it's sad to see that, just schedules and being so busy, I haven't kept great contact with them. But
there'll be a time. Yeah. There'll be a time somewhere down the road.
And I wish the best for them.
In fact, you may end up in Seattle for some reason.
You know what? They're a very green community. We'd look at it.
There you go.
Yeah. I think we'd go out there sometime.
And I don't know if you're aware, I think it's because you did a lot of communicating through our websites with the fans, that you've remained somebody you've remained somebody that USC fans really have kept a high interest in. What's your reaction to something like that?
I
mean, to never play it down.
Never played it down. Didn't even start my freshman year before I had surgery. I guess I'm flattered.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where I always got along so well with the people on the sites. I just love talking to all of them. And I think it just goes back to just saying, like, something I'm passionate about, I love doing. I love to talk to people about it. People who love Trojan football, I love to talk to them.
Are you after being here now for the amount of time you have and knowing the connections that you've had through USC, the people you met, is this a school that you have a lot of passion for and that you'd like to at some point be able to give something back to the school?
Yeah, it's something you always think about, is that, if you did it big, and you always think about, if you had to give the acceptance speech, who would you name in it? And USC, I don't know if I can make enough money to really give to this place, though. I mean, they're getting $200 million endowments here left and right.
Jeez,
so
I know.
I guess I'll get a little plaque somewhere, but you know what? Really, in any way I could, I would.
Yeah.
And I look back even to my high school right now at Stockton. Stockton is a place that needs a lot of help. And USC and Stockton are the 2 places I would go and try to give as much help to. And I think that if it came down to me giving $1 million to USC or Stockton, I'm pretty sure the people at USC would tell me to turn around and give back to them.
Sure.
But, any way I could give it back, and I don't think I could give back money here. I don't think that's really as worthy as me coming back and teaching for free or something.
Or you can always come back and talk to the entrepreneur class, a class or something like that. I mean, that's given back too.
Yeah, and I really feel that's what it'd be, is that, I think money for USC isn't really as powerful as, me coming in and just showing how I came here as a football player and left as a business person.
Yeah.
And show that, if you're passionate about something and you really believe in something you do, then you really will never work a day in your life, and you'll always be happy.
We'll end this interview with, you have anything you want to say to the USC fans and the people of your hometown?
God, just fight on.
Very good. Hey, Matt, this was great. Really appreciate it. It was great seeing you, great talking to you, and we'll be sure and follow you. The website again?
Waiakea Springs, WAIAKEA Springs.com.
And check it out, everybody. Really, seriously, it's a great product, and it's a real informative website.
Thank you.